I was having a conversation with some business leaders in Baltimore, and this subject matter was on my mind. I am taking the opportunity to discuss it. Information security encompasses several aspects of business, such as financial systems, protection of the physical environment, as well as health and safety regulatory requirements. IT security is a broad field that includes many professionals who operate in different capacities. We have general practitioners who have some knowledge of many things concerning cyber threats. This is the base level of IT security. Just like in the medical profession, these professionals may refer you to a specialist. In IT security, these specialists can be regarded as technical experts. We also have non-technical security professionals who understand the risk of business and how to integrate IT security into a corporate strategy. In addition to these roles, we have product experts who assist us with tuning information management systems, and they also perform IT forensics, that type of thing. The common and shared goal of all IT security professionals is to identify and protect the assets of an organization. In the realm of IT, I operate as a systems administrator and manager with focus on cybersecurity. The foundation of IT security is confidentiality, availability, and integrity. Confidentiality is crucial as an organization's intellectual property must remain protected from threats and thievery. With that said, IT security professionals must balance confidentiality with availability, meaning data must be protected and also must be available to those that need access to said data. Integrity ensures that the data remains unaltered and unchanged when being transmitted, transferred, or stored, unless, of course, it's required that it's altered or changed. This foundation must support the business and or organization. To accomplish this, IT security professionals have to understand the assets of an organization. This requires communication. IT security professionals must engage the organization and initiate this communication. This engagement typically begins with the stakeholders, the decision makers of the organization. These folks are usually deeply rooted in business. In many occasions, the language of business and information technology are different. One of the many challenges of IT security professionals is translating the language of cybersecurity effectively to stakeholders. Regarding cybersecurity, no organization is bulletproof, meaning vulnerabilities within an organization will always exist, therefore can always be exploited. These are called threats. These threats can have impacts on organizations. We are all aware of some cyber attacks. For instance, Twitter, or X as it's now called, was recently very successfully attacked by cyber criminals. This attack left the social platform unavailable. It was down. AT&T and T-Mobile have suffered cyber attacks. In fact, several U.S. telecommunications companies were targeted in a campaign by hackers and cyber criminals. In that case, those hackers exploited vulnerabilities of unpatched devices. The attackers gained access to metadata of calls and text messages, including time and date stamps, source and destination IP addresses, and phone numbers of more than 1 million users, possibly yours, maybe mine. I know I'm tired of scam calls. A few years back, Baltimore City experienced a significant ransomware attack that disrupted several municipal services and led to a substantial financial loss, or should I say, losses. With that said, to help deal with cyber threats and mitigate risks, IT security professionals can introduce countermeasures or controls. When implementing cybersecurity and controls, consideration must be given to potential cyber attacks and the organization's assets. Focusing on security without regarding business needs and assets can be counterproductive. To properly support the organization, IT security professionals must consider the cost of implementing countermeasures, i.e. controls. In other words, the end result has to justify the means, or at least it should. Organization stakeholders and business professionals may be focused on creating additional business opportunities or enhancing their brand. This is natural for business leaders and business professionals. It's important for IT security professionals to communicate with stakeholders and to understand their objectives. A clear link must be established between business concerns and countermeasures to ensure that IT security controls are implemented properly. Also, such communication ensures that the IT security implementation aligns with the organization's goals. For example, when implementing IT security for an organization, the stakeholders should be made aware that business partners or even potential business partners are reassured when said organization has implemented and applied adequate security measures. Mitigating cybersecurity risks can translate into strengthening trust in the brand of a business as well as increasing sales. This type of communication and translation of language, again, is important and helps business professionals understand the benefits of implementing cybersecurity properly. A far greater example is the IT security work I have performed with the Maryland State Police Department. Successfully patching their systems and remediating vulnerabilities have had a powerful positive effect on improving cybersecurity and ensuring the safety of other humans. I'm so grateful for the opportunity of implementing these types of projects and security measures. Expanding this example while adhering to the subject, communication between IT security professionals and stakeholders, again, it's crucial. Organization assets include several pieces. And in my IT security work with public safety, human life is always the priority. As I began my initial IT security analysis with the Maryland State Police, it was important to understand the functions and roles of various departments within that organization to be certain implementing security controls would not negatively impact functionality and thereby jeopardize lives. While communication begins with stakeholders, IT security professionals must also engage end users to understand how implementing security controls may impact their functionality. It's important to consider when creating IT security policies and implementing security measures that the controls support and align with the organization's processes and procedures. For example, If end users downloading or sharing sensitive data is a concern, implementing network shares, issuing encrypted portable storage devices, and or enabling secure remote access may be options. However, the capacity of network drives or storage devices has to be adequate. If they are inadequate, these solutions will not be effective. It's crucial, again, to understand the needs and requirements of users to support the organizations properly. Also, I have been involved with some projects and organizations where stakeholders were more concerned with acquiring cybersecurity compliance certifications than IT security. This can be another challenge. This is also one of the main reasons why communication between IT security professionals and stakeholders is so important. Being solely focused on compliance and disregarding implementing actual IT security can open an organization to cyber attacks and cyber threats. Per examples of cyber attacks I mentioned earlier, we are all connected. And it's important that this type of communication happens and continues to happen. If you are interested in hearing and learning more about effective communication regarding IT security and business, like and share this post. Thank you, and as always, I challenge us all to think. Sincerely, William.